And this step 6 relates to the home hunter registration. This is essentially where you're going to hopefully generate some leads from the website, with not only the content that you've got, but by people directly searching for leads. You want to give a lot of flexibility maybe, or maybe you want to make them register right off the bat. That's entirely up to you. Simple yes or no is what you're going to answer here. Require registration to search listings. They must register. They do not register. Require registration to view the address. Generally, once you get to that level of information, you want them to register. You want them to start getting comfortable with the idea of signing you on. And then view listings details. This is kind of yes or no, depends on you. I would say no, but again, these settings you can change at any time. If you find you're not getting enough leads, but you're going into the analytics and you're seeing your website is getting traffic, and that particular sign-up page is a dead end where no one's going beyond it, time to change those settings. And then this is where we get into the nitty-gritty of the search engine optimization. These are just the basic defaults that you might fill in. They're not really carried over depending on the template and depending on what we've set up as defaults in the back end. But if you just copy a page or create a brand new page, these would be the default keywords that go in there. So it's sometimes a good idea just to fill them in, and we'll go into a little bit of SEO down the road later on. But it's a good idea to fill them in just to save you some typing as it goes, because the words become very repetitive, and it's easier just to delete a word and have a word in place than it is to fill in empty boxes. And once we're there, we're ready to go live. At this point, to go live, of course, you have to have permission from the back end, the DNS settings change for your website, what have you. But generally, from there, it takes about 48 hours for it to go live, and that's just because of the way the internet works. It takes a while for the worldwide name servers to update. Generally, you're going to see it within 4 hours, but it can take up to 48 hours if you have a .ca or a .to or something other than a .com or .net domain. So preview our work.
So essentially, if they wanted to create a website for themselves, they just have to, to keep it simple, they just have to follow these 8 steps.
To keep it simple, follow the 8 steps, and whatever template you have will lay out according to the defaults that are there. We do have some default images, the default content, so yeah, you would be ready to go really fast.
Can you go back to step, I think it was 5, the leads and so on and so forth, lead setting? Just want to make sure that everyone understood that one. Oh, the one, sorry, number 6, I guess. Okay, so what are these settings again, if you don't mind going over them again?
These relate to the home hunter.
Okay.
As people are searching through settings, or searching through listings.
Okay, so how do they capture? Make sure to visit those particular sessions, register for them, and then attend them.
I want to go back to your previous question about a pre-construction project. Again, with the form, you're selecting the form and putting the content above it. So this is where you would create that specific type of page, because you can't create a page and attach a form to it, but you can attach a form to content you create. It's kind of the opposite of how we've always created websites, in that you would create the content and then add the call to action. Here you're adding the deciding on the call to action and then adding the content. And then at this point, this you can move into any place, and I'll show you. I've named it as test 3, and we'll see how we can move that around the website, but that's how you would do that. So it's a little bit counterintuitive, but it's important to note that if you go and create, your great The Met page, and now there's no way for someone to contact you, you actually just copy all that, paste it into a form page, and you're set, you're done.
So now we've created a form called test 3.
Test 3.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to jump from forms here. So the dynamic content, this is going to vary according to templates. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with this because you're going to have a lot of questions when you decide on your own template. When we look at different templates that are there, the dynamic content areas are almost any area that you can customize. Whether it's a call to action, whether it's an image, whether it's a text for a link to another page. It's what you can customize. So this is a dynamic content area. It's a slideshow. So I'm able to put up my own images, so it's not what everyone else is using. This is a dynamic content area because I can put my own words in here. This link to my agent profile is dynamic content because I can call it whatever I want. Meet me online, find out more, give me a call. It all leads to a form page.
So the background image can be changed?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you can put a video?
No. And the reason is the compression for a CMS backend is very difficult to do. And each of these images has to be sized to the particular template that you're creating as well. And you don't discover what that image size is until you're going into a different area that I'm going to show you. So it's important to note what you need out of it.
So they can't upload their videos onto here, but they can upload them on Google, YouTube, and things, and then link to them.
Yeah, you could create a page with the YouTube embed code.
And these pictures are already preset. We can have it as a slideshow automatically.
You can have them or not, but again, that depends according to the template, because they won't be available if they're not the right size. You'll be able to put them in place, but they'll look terrible.
Is it any way you can see what's the size supposed to be on this and what's the ratio?
I'm going to jump right to that right now so that
Yeah,
we've got it covered in one area. Go into website template here, website content template. This is also a preview area that you can see for different templates. And you see my pictures are gone. Goes back to the defaults, but it maintains all the default information. I never filled out this area, there's nothing there. But this gives you an area to see how different templates look. With the template that we're using, you go into more options right here. And this shows you all the dynamic areas that you can use. Now, I've added some to this already. This is the standard stuff that was there based on the template. So if you don't change anything, you'll see all the agent dynamic content here, and you won't see anything under here that you've added, that can be added. Any template, you will see this. So I'm in CTA1 image, so I've already uploaded that image, so I'm going to put it in place. Pull that up again. So I want you to see these images again. I'm going to go back and change those.
These were his images for access. But most standard templates will have images also?
Yeah, the images are all included, right?
They're all going to be there. All the standard call to actions are going to be there. And this is, again, where we want to break away from that cookie cutter setup. So we will create dynamic content that you can put in so that you're not looking at one of 1,500 other websites. And this is where you do it, is right from that template more options area. So I've created the call to action images and the call to action text. So I've changed this image now to a home. If we look at the CTA2, call to action 2, we've got the woman there, I can change that.
So basically,
and I use the same naming format so it's easy to remember what it is. Because otherwise you're going to be lost as to, I just put that there, what is it? Right, you're going to be hunting through a lot of it. So if I save that, and then I preview it again, we're going to see that it's changed. So these are all the dynamic areas. Now, the images are independent from the text, and the buttons are part of the text. So this you can change quite easily. You just have to have the image available, put it into place, and you're ready to go. Same with the text that goes with it. I've created the text already, CTA1 text, and if we go down to the dynamic content, we'll see where that is. It's just there.
Is there a default text size?
Yes.
Is it 12 fine? Or
12 and 14, depending on the template.
It has a lot of good things. It's easier than WordPress. I find it easier.
Yeah, you can basically customize everything. So here, the good thing, the thing that I like is that it can match any person's capabilities. To whatever capability you are, you can do exactly, you can pretty much do whatever. So if you want to just have a simple website that your image is out there, your brand is out there, 8 steps and you're done. Now, the more you want to get into it, you can customize as much as you want. So you can go ahead, add pictures, change the pictures, add content, add pages, add web forms. It totally depends on how much you want to do, or how much the person that you're working with, designer, and how much they want to invest. It's totally up to you. No, we will talk about it.
You can mute that box if you click to prevent this box from popping. Is
Yeah.
that it?
It may get in the way in other areas of the back-end template because it's got to create these pop-ups to make warnings
so
for
keep
you.
it?
So yeah, it's an annoyance, but it's a safe
It's better to
annoyance.
keep it, okay.
So right there, I just changed the call to action in area number 2 from map search to map searches. So it's very easy to go in and do it. You just want to make sure you're following the template requirements that you need. And the template requirements that you need are always under the more options. So it shows you here, these are all the areas on the left side of what is the dynamic area requirements. So you would need 4 images, you would need 4 text blocks, you would need the agent info title. This is where you find out the details of what your website homepage is going to look like,
And these are limited to 4, or depending on the template?
depending on the template. Yeah, some are 2, some are 4, some are 3.
Where would you want to put the legal projects? Would you put it as a link,
Well,
or would you?
No, it depends on the template, but I would recommend it to be somewhere above the fold, or like somewhere down here, one of these options.
Yeah, depending on the template, really you would put pre-construction. It could be across the header here,
It could be both.
or it could be linked underneath.
So you can put it in a navigation bar, and you can put it, replace, for example, it says home searches or home hunter or whatever. You replace that with pre-construction condos.
And do you know if this website allows you, I know some websites, for instance, some agents ask their buyers to register to download. So once you put in your information, you can actually click download brochures and all of that stuff. Does this allow us to upload documents?
No.
No, so we would have to gather and then email.